Before we get started, please take the time to like, add, and subscribe to our pages on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and iTunes. Also, please leave us a review. Easy on the go. It's been a staple of the Wandering Ways podcast, I think.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I eat a lot. So I used to eat a lot of cup of noodles for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I got sick and tired of it because I was like, gross. This is just it's just gross. We can wander our way over, because this is Wandering Ways.
What's Bigfoot possibility?
Clink.
Clink. What's up? What's up? How you been, my man?
Oh man, I've been just crazy busy. I can't believe it's midway through August when we're recording this, and I'm just like, oh my God, where's the time gone? I just been grind.
100%. I feel that. 10,000%, man. I have been stupid busy.
Just doesn't end.
No, it doesn't. I don't even know what day it actually. Well, this comes out on a Wednesday, so I guess I'll pretend it's Wednesday. But I honestly have no idea of what day of the week it ever is. All I know is, do I go to work? Do I not go to work? Most of the days are I go to work.
Yeah, and do I go here? Do I go there? Do I got to do this? Do I got to do that? Oh, just I feel you, man.
Yeah.
I know where I've been, but like tomorrow I get to go up. I'll go up to the Beartooth, kind of relax. Need that. I need that in my life.
I feel that. That's good. I actually get out and do some things tomorrow too. I think I'm going to go for a bike ride. The question is, do I take a mountain bike or do I go on the road? Don't know that part yet.
Whatever you want to do, cowboy. It's the world's your oyster, as they say.
That's what I hear. So I'm gonna try and I don't know catch an oyster.
Never have, so I don't know the term. I don't know how to do it. I'm not an oyster.
Well,
guy.
you dig for oysters. They're just in the sand. So
do you know, Coasty?
I know. We used to go little steamer neck clams, which are those like little ones, like yay big. Yeah, and all you do for that is you like rake in the ground, and you'll we take literally old kitchen knives out, and you're like cutting the ground up, and all of a sudden you hear something that sounds like you hit a rock, and you like flip it up, and it's like a little clam about yay big. They got to be about the size of your knuckle here for legal limit.
Oh,
yeah, but you can get 30 a person when we go.
Wow. So that's a dinner and a lunch and a good old meal, because when you're going outdoors, you need to keep yourself fed, as they say.
Yeah. When we do it, typically my family will do a seafood bake, and 6 of us will go and all get our limit. It's a lot of clams, but no. Food is important. Food, crucial. As they say, it's what the body fuels us for, and kind of is what brings us here today on the podcast. Is we're gonna go give another one of our top 5s. It's been a hot minute.
I know, and that's why I was like, we need to do one of these, because I know there's a lot of viewers out there like, hey, Zach, Mark, come on, guys, we like the 5s. So
it is. Yeah, so we got top 5. And top this one 5. Is honestly, it's a good top 5. It's adventure snacks.
And yeah, what I like about adventure snacks, adventure meals, adventure dinners, just kind of what we're eating, because you're not eating your typical meals, your lunch, dinner, breakfast necessarily when you're on these adventures. You're just kind of eating as you go, and that's a problem I have.
Yeah.
It really is. When we're together, we need to be better at stopping and getting food. And I say we, but I really mean me, because it is just like if I eat up at Iceberg Lake on that hike, I'm not throwing up in the parking lot.
Yeah, 100%. You're not, but you never eat, and that's your issue. Is you never eat.
It's too time consuming. As I say, I'm busy.
Ah.
It's no, I
Well,
need
you
to.
know that, and Matt eats enough for you and him. So,
Well, and Matt's the type of guy. Don't get me wrong. That Matt's the type of guy. He has like stolen meals before. Like he'll just like take a bite, and you're like, "What the fuck? Like I didn't even offer it to you."
oh yeah, yeah,
He's that guy.
100%. He is. He is.
It is what it is. I might have Jared convinced to come do the redwoods, my guy. So sorry, I know we're talking food, but spoiler alert,
When?
episode possibly. What do you got like the week, like the Thursday, Friday of September 8th, 9th?
September 8th, 9th. I've got one home game on the 10th. So I got practices and stuff. So
What about the second and third?
second and third. Oh, that one's actually more realistic, more like the third, but that one's actually very realistic to do.
There we go. So we might be having a little conversation after the episode about the redwoods because I'm trying to convince good old Jared to come out, and he's like, I got the nets, man. I can take the nets out there and talk to some fly shops out there. It's like, whatever you got to do, you know, as long as you're buying blue ribbon nets, whatever you got to do.
I mean, it's worth it to go to the redwoods. That's what the ultimate thing is here.
That's what I signed up for.
Yeah, it's all about the redwoods.
That's the ticket I'm punching. That's I'm like, all right, sure, dude. Why
Yeah.
the fuck not? Well, I'm gonna be out there for 2 weeks. So
Oh,
and speaking of the third, you say you're off on the third. Hey, home opener, Oregon State football.
I didn't say I was off. I said it's possible.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna be in Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So, but no, anyways, we are going to jump into our top five because it's super crucial. We love these top fives. Anyways, we will start off. Again, this is adventure snacks or meals or things you really just eat either backpacking, a little day hike, a long day hike. Just, whether maybe we're camping and stuff too. Maybe this falls into that category, but no, it's just when we're out on an adventure, what are we eating? What do we like to eat? What is our top five favorite things to munch around on to fuel and give nutrients to the body? So, number five, what do we got? Ranger Zach.
Well, before I go, I just want to say, I need to say, like this top five is definitely like a Wandering Ways specific one that I went with because it's just kind of like what we eat on our journeys and adventures. You know what I mean? So number five, it's gonna come at you. It's gonna smack you right in the face. It's a good American classic. It's hot dog and beans.
Hot dog and beans.
Because like when you look at like our adventures, our trips, right? And we're gonna hit crucial ones here that I think you and I do. Well, really two, hot dog and beans, and then the other one. But the hot dog and beans, it's one of those dinners where it's like, no matter where we're at on any of our trips, it's one of the planned dinners. And
yeah, I think it's kind of just like a tradition thing,
Well, and it's like, fuck it, throw it on the fire. Let the fire cook it.
Yeah, hot dogs for sure. I don't know if I've told the story on the podcast. I know I've told you the story of the beans with Vince and I.
Oh yeah.
When we started our like month-long trip, the first night we get into Zion after we went from the Redwoods all the way down to Zion. It was like a full day of driving, and we pull in and we did the Narrows that day, and we get back and we realized that we had gotten zero food for it. And we were like, oh shit. Well, okay, what do we have in the car? We had beans, cans of beans, and we had carrots. And that was our dinner that night. And it was sad, but it was good.
Why do you think I got the kick-ass oven in the Jeep? Because it's definitely it's one of those things that you and I, when we're out on these adventures and we're doing these trips, it's like I think of food and I think of like how many times, yeah, we've kind of just you're in the go, you're like, it's just 4 miles. Yeah, let's go do another 4 miles. Let's go do another, but you don't realize, oh, it's another 4 miles back, or I gotta do
Yeah.
this. Um, and it's just you got to be smart about it, and we're not all the time. We just wing it. And so when you look at these meals, they're easy to do, and that kind of fits our lifestyle. Because you could throw a can of beans or a hot dog in your pack, and we could eat. You could take your jet boil and boil hot water and cook them. It's definitely easy to do. What's your number 5?
It's actually hot dogs. So hot dogs made my number 5. So it fits it right on the button. No, hot dogs, they are easy. I mean, that's why we typically try to pick stuff. I think a lot of the times the mistakes we made early on in our adventuring is because we were trying to do it on like a extreme budget. And so we were like, oh, hot dogs are cheap, buns are cheap. Like, let's just do that road and, it will suffice.
Well, and you're at a point with it where where it's just like a hot dog, you look at the pack, you're like, oh, there's 8 of them, 2 of us. Honestly, that might get us through tonight, tomorrow night. Okay, and then we can stock up in the next place, or we can do something else for dinner. I as we get older, and I guess this is kind of advice to the younger wanderers out there, is the food, I think, is an aspect we really need to pay more attention to, and how we incorporate it into our lives with our travels, because like low key, there's 2 goals here I have. Okay, one, I talked to my dad. I want to move the subwoofers in the Jeep. I want to put them down where the spare tire used to go. Build a platform. Put like a fridge type thing or a freezer type thing that you can plug in. They make them for cars, and then that oven and some stuff like that, so that you can have food on the go when you're traveling. You can keep things cold and hot, however you need it. But ultimately, I want one of those like adventure vehicles, those big Russian army vehicles, that you see that like.
Oh, I know you sent me a
Yes, today that one.
Yeah, you sent me a video of it.
Right there, I could live my life. I just need my computers, my phone call, my radio station, whatever. Boom, I'm in.
Yeah, I was going to reply back to it and tell you I've actually seen one in the wild.
Did you? Oh, you didn't go fishing with us on Salmon Lake. We saw one over there. Me, Matt.
Oh, I saw one here in Ashland.
They're nice.
Yeah, I mean they're huge.
But like what I would like about it is I could do what I do for work and be like, hey, it's Wandering Ways Zach in Bethel, Alaska.
Yeah, I mean that's the nice part about your work is you can do a lot remotely.
And that's what I would love to just be like in a fucking adventure mobile like that, living out of Thea. I could just fly into wherever I'm at. Piece of cake. No,
That would be nice.
That is something, but no, food is right. So hot dogs,
yeah,
beans. No, beans aren't in your number 5 though.
No, beans are not in my number 5. I just have the classic old hot dog. It's a classic, you can't really go wrong.
We have plenty, and they taste so good, even though what they are made out of.
Yeah, right. And I mean, then it becomes the classic, like, how do you roast your hot dog on the fire? Do you go for a burnt one, or do you try and go for that brown, that nice dark brown?
Do you cut yours?
No, I don't cut. I go for the burnt. I like
I'll cut. I'll cut and get it right to right where it begins the burn.
Okay, I
I
feel.
like the cut because it doesn't pop.
I see.
Or
I like the pop. I just like watching the pop happen.
well, the pop's also a good way of knowing that the hot dog's done.
Yeah, you're not wrong there either.
And you can cook them. The nice thing is you can kind of cook them like you could throw them on a pan and they'll warm up. You could throw them on a fire, they'll warm up. You could throw them in any hot boiling water, they'll warm up. So it's what's nice about them.
100%. Anyways, we'll continue on the adventure of top 5 adventure snacks or meals, adventure food of different kinds, and we'll go with number 4. What is your number 4?
Adventure food of the Wandering Ways crew, right there. Number 4, apple.
Apples.
I love apples. I love, really, really, you could say fruit right here, berries. But an apple's a good go-to. You can always kind of find an apple, no matter where you're at. I feel like, when you go to even those rugged truck stops that, they have a basket of fruit, and it is 3 apples.
Right.
Like you can find those, and you are in some of those remote places when you are on some of these journeys and whatnot. So if you can find an apple, they're good. They're good. I like the taste of them. I like the Granny Smith, the tartar ones more myself, the green ones.
Really?
But good Honey Crisp is good. My parents have like 35 different apple trees. So
the Honey Crisp is like, I think, the best apple out there. But I do love a good Fuji apple.
Fuji's good. They have some other like good ones. I'll have to give to you when off their farm. But it's one of those solid. It can kind of fill you up, let you go for a while. It's kind of the first thing I go to when I am getting sick. I did it in Hawaii and I did it in Many Glacier. I grabbed the apple and I was eating that, trying to keep food down. But the problem with me is I just when I go.
No, that's a good one. I mean, fruit is always a solid one. I mean, to be honest, it's very similar to my number 4. My number 4 is dried mangoes.
Oh yeah, dried mangoes. Oh yeah, you're kind of snacking on those.
Yeah, I like the dried mangoes because it's a good little sugar to give you some energy when you're out there. And since it's like dried, they last really, really well. You can just put them in like a little bag and you're kind of squared away. So that's why I enjoy them.
And honestly, I want to get a dehydrator. The problem is like it's like, Zach, you throw $200 here, $200 there, $400 here, do blah, 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 blah. It's like you can't be throwing money places if you want things. And I want a dehydrator. That's what I need to reach out to, one of these companies, like, hey guys, Wandering Ways podcast, dehydrate. We're bringing you food. Here's Reverend. He's got some.
If you had a dehydrator, would you just do fruit?
No, I would honestly the deer I would shoot. I would do that.
That's what I was curious about. I figured you would, but I was curious.
I like with deer meat, I like making it real thin and crispy sometimes because you don't really taste that gaminess when you do that. And then I just personally, I would like to there's some recipes I would want to try with that where you soak the meat like Dr. Pepper, the way you pepper it beforehand. Because my dad really didn't do that. Like he would just cut the meat, throw it on.
Yeah.
He liked that taste. But it's like if I flavor it more, it's one of those that I think I want to get into. He has a dehydrator I could use, and they do have the cheap ones, but there are some nice ones out there, and I would love to get into the fruit, and because having dehydrated fruit on hikes, that's good. That's good to have.
It is. It's real nice because it's just kind of like it's good source of sugar, when you need like that little bit of energy. It's good. They taste great. Mangoes are good just in general. I've had some banger mangoes recently. But yeah, no, so that's simple, easy to do, easy to have stored. I noticed all mine are fairly easy foods now that I really look at it.
but that's also part of the hiking, right? It's lightweight, right? It's what you can throw in the pack, what you can throw in the sack, and do real easy. And like same here. I mean, you know, to get into my number three, um, PB&J.
Oh, PB&J made it in number 3 for you.
Classic, classic PB&J station. It is you can pack one up on the trip, you can make one up on the mountain, you can, because the ingredients are lightweight, easy to pack. The to make it in the car and have it ready to go, put it in the cooler, ready to go. To have it in the car, you know, in your glove box, in your middle console, ready to go, ready to make food, easy on the go. It's been a staple of the Wandering Ways podcast, I think.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I eat a lot. So I used to eat a lot of cup of noodles for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I got sick and tired of it because I was like, gross. This is just it's just gross. I've overdone it. And peanut butter and jelly is kind of the one I like resorted to, and I've always had peanut butter jelly sandwiches. They never go wrong. Isn't it? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I know exactly. I'm not going to touch too much on the PB&J because that will come back up later for me. But I mean, you're spot on with it when it comes to the PB&J. My number 3, it is kind of, I mean, it's a staple. I mean, if we had Tyler here, he would tell you this one is his staple on the adventure trail, or it sounds like when he's at college. But it's the Cliff Bar, the protein bar.
I thought this would make yours. It makes complete sense. It's a good go-to. You know, one of my like alternatives is the Nutri-Grain bar.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, like the thing about like protein bars or Cliff Bars, protein bars, any kind of those bars, is they're very nutrient dense. So that way you can get a lot of energy in such a small like pack. And so you can carry a bunch. And if you're in a pinch and really need like solid energy source, there it is. Just boom, you're getting energy in your body, and you're getting the things that you need more to succeed in your adventures. So it's an easy way um, to get those nutrients. So you eat too many though, then it's just you have a real tough time taking a shit. But that's whatever.
No, but it makes sense. I mean, they are, again, another lightweight, throw it in the bag. You can have two of them as like a lunch kind of deal. That's my problem, is I think when we do these journeys, and when we get into my number one, number two, I think I kind of have some solves, hopefully, for that. But it is like Iceberg Lake. We should have just said, guys, we're going to go into the store here. We're going to find bread. We're going to make peanut butter jelly sandwiches. We're going to go have that at the end of the hike. And then we'll hike back down. There's little things like that I think we could have done differently.
100%. I mean,
just based on
Iceberg Lake, we didn't really plan very well for the length, because I don't think anyone had like a backpack with us. I think Tyler was the only one that had water. Maybe Matt did too.
I just brought a little, like a 12-ounce water bottle.
Yeah.
No, but I totally agree with you. It was one of those, like, well, it was a 10-mile hike.
Yeah, well, yeah, we didn't. It was one of our dumber moves if you really think about like how we planned for that hike, because we treated it like it was just a little pull out from the car, and it's a 10-mile hike, and it's not like crazy strenuous, but you're still going uphill for the 5 miles or whatnot.
No, but that's what, like, honestly, in any one of these meals, I think we could have done up there, and we should have done up there as a group, and we would have probably sat there and enjoyed the lake a little bit longer. because we were in a hurry for dinner. And I mean, it was like we started the hike at 4, didn't even eat lunch, and
Yeah, yeah. Again, not our best planned trip out there, or
no.
a hike.
That's the problem when you bring, I think, Matt Buddy along, because he kind of has his own agenda sometimes, and that fucks with the whole group.
Yeah, I mean, he does for sure. He's definitely like, oh, this is the schedule. Let's keep to it. You didn't write in that at 3 o'clock we were gonna have lunch. So, although I don't think he would really oppose if you switched up food into the agenda, because that guy loves food. But
You're absolutely right. Just make sure to hold on to your own.
yeah, what do you always say? You give the mouse a cookie. Um, but no, so yeah, going in, I mean, food, all that's super important. It helps you get out there and see a lot of cool shit out in nature. And speaking of cool shit, it's time for cool shit in nature. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this week's are pretty spot on.
I mean, I hope, because you've been just bringing trash. No, I'm kidding.
Ah,
You've been bringing pretty good fire. Especially because I think I've had some cool shit that you've shown. So, no, I like this segment. It's a good segment. We dive into just random stuff that is happening in nature, some cool videos in nature. And is this dolphins surfing waves?
sea
Sea
lion
lions.
surfing waves. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw.
this is honestly actually this is an Instagram video, and it's a great Instagram follow for anybody out there, and it's just sea, and it's great, like fantastic videos, pictures of different sea creatures. And this one I just thought I wanted to create like this really cool, exciting, but yet like kind of relaxing to watch video.
Did you see the sea lion that like hit the surfer? I've seen them do this, and they've hit surfers. I've seen
Yeah.
dolphins too. It was wild. Um, I think they're
Was it
fishing.
was it was it you and I that we were talking about the whale that like swallowed the kayaker?
Oh no.
No, was oh well shoot, maybe I should have picked that found that video. But no, there's a video, this like kayaker is like out, and this whale like goes and swallows the like person, and they're filter feeders, so they're what are they, baleen their
Yeah.
teeth, and so like the whale spit him out, the person out. So they were fine, but could you imagine like getting in that whale and then it getting spit out, like the holy shit moment you'd have?
No. You think it's the end of the world?
Yeah, for sure. I would think that would be it for me.
Like, thank God they're spitting you out. You could thank God it's not a killer whale.
Yeah, right. I guess like the person when they're kayaking, like they just started seeing all these bubbles and fish, and they're like, "Oh my god!" and started like trying to paddle, and they're just like, "No, it just got totally swallowed."
The shitty thing is, like in a kayak like that, you get bucked and you're in the water.
Mhm.
Your kayak's flipped, your shit's gone, you're wet, it's not a good day.
Yeah, 100%. Although I'll take losing my shit over being in a whale's tummy any day.
100%.
But no, we're on to the next video. This video is a picture of some lions getting chased off by a hippo.
Well, the lions are crossing the water, and then the camera zooms to the right, and this hippo is just honing in on these guys. And
Like
these lions,
major speed.
yeah, and these lions are like, "Boo, get out of here!" And it's got one, and it's fighting the one. It's like, get out of my spot.
Yeah, it low key kind of fucks the line up a little bit.
Yeah, those things are hippos for a reason. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean they're one of the most aggressive animals in Africa.
yeah, top three, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Could you imagine like the one lion turned back around and now he's like, well, fuck. My buddies are on the other side of the lake.
I love how they like wiggle the tails. No, the other one ran back too though. So I like how they're like looking both ways as they cross the river though when they first start up. Oh, there's a hippo
Yeah.
over there, but it's like, okay, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. Okay, it's getting deep. They look like they're all males because they all have manes.
Yeah, it does. And then it just goes over. And I mean, this hippo is hauling. And he just comes up and I mean, he kind of takes it too. Because there's the line that goes back right there. And then there's the other two. Because there's the two right there. And
Look at the way he's kicking those legs, man.
yeah.
He's
It's kind of crazy how fast hippos can move because it's not like they are in the water because it's not like they have like that long of legs or they don't look that powerful of legs to be good swimmers, you know?
no, exactly. And it really is interesting when you watch this video like that. But I guess you're a cat in the water, right?
Yeah, I mean the line's definitely out of its element.
But yeah, hippos, they're I would like to, when I lived in Cincinnati, they had baby Fiona the hippo. She was like the new exhibit there at the zoo, just born, because it's not like a big thing for hippos to be born in captivity, and to have her was a big thing. Like even the like brewery named a beer after her. She was a cool hippo. But like in captivity, you don't get that raw element that they would be out in the wild. So it's like I would like to see that out in the wild to be like, okay.
Well, lucky for you, there's two places you could go to see them. You could go to Africa, see your hippos and be awesome. Or you could go to Colombia and see them cocaine hippos.
Are they fed cocaine?
No. So was it Pablo Escobar?
Yeah.
He was at like the height, he had his own like zoo and he had hippos in his like zoo. And he had like 3 hippos and they got out, or when he got busted, they like set him free there in Colombia and they've like flourished. They're like, there's like 50 plus now in
It's
Colombia.
in one of those documentaries.
I don't know if I don't know which one. I mean, I'm sure it is. They nickname them the cocaine hippos because they're in Colombia.
No, I remember him having that. What do you know about them? Because I'm not like I remember learning some stuff, but like it's not coming to me right now. Do you know if like they're trying to get rid of them or
Well,
what?
they want to. The thing is like Colombia is so dense in forestation and plants that it's hard to like find them. And it's like perfect for the hippos to like flourish because there's just ample amount of food supply and no predators like big enough to take down a hippo. So like I mean they're causing real issues. They like go and destroy like things in villages, kill people. Like they're living their best life, but they're terrorizing because they're an invasive species, to Colombia.
No, I'm just curious if you knew if people like hunted them or if that what the eradication plan was.
I don't know if they have like a formal plan, but I'm pretty sure like if you went down there and you shot a hippo in Colombia, I don't think anyone would be like, "Hey, now, I really wish you wouldn't have done that."
I feel you. It's one of those kind of situations.
Yeah, but I don't think there's like a formal, plan to get rid of them buggers.
Have they affected the ecosystem that bad, or have they just kind of fit right in?
I don't know how they affected the actual ecosystem, and that's actually a very good question. I know they terrorize the people of Colombia quite a bit, but I don't know if they're like, basically making other species of plants or anything going extinct. So that's actually a very good question to know the answer to.
Yeah. Well, if our wanderers know, they could email us at wanderingwayspodcast@gmail.com. WANDERINGWAYSPODCAST@gmail.com and hit that send button.
We love the emails. So I was kind of thinking of getting into sport fishing again, but I feel like I need a good quality net.
Well, you know what, Reverend? I got the key solution for you. Our friends at Blue Ribbon Net make this eco-friendly aquafade bag, so you're not hurting the environment. It's 100% biodegradable. Plus, the wood is locally sourced and it is also biodegradable. And it's just such a great company to use. The Blue Ribbon Nets, they're here in Bozeman, Montana. And we even have a discount code. That's right. If you use the code Rougarou10, that's right. That's my Jeep, the Rougarou. Rougarou10, Rugaru10. You're going to get some discount on a Blue Ribbon net. You can get the long one if you're fishing the big fish, or you can get just the good river one, if you're like me and just want to catch a lot of fish.
So again, make sure you go check out Blue Ribbon and use the promo code Rougarou10.
Hey there, Reverend. I heard that you might be running dry on your sticker supplier.
Yeah, I've been looking around and I've kind of like run out of cool stickers to buy and put on water bottles and stuff.
Well, I mean, have you seen the stuff Josh has been coming out with lately?
No, I have not.
Well, he is doing some really cool stuff with the Shop LS574. Yes, they're working with indigenous communities and making some really cool stickers. He has a really cool Buffalo Mountain sticker. There's even water bottles, hats, sweatshirts, the whole swag. And we even got a discount code for you guys. Yes, if you use Wandering Ways at Shop LS574, you're going to be getting a discount on your next purchase. But not only that, you're going to be giving a percentage of that sale to the Little Shell Tribe, as well as they donate $1 of every sale to murdered and missing Indigenous women. So just such a cool thing going on there. You use the code Wandering Ways, WANDERING WAYS, and you put that in there, boom, you're getting a discount.
Continuing on in our adventure into our top 5 of our adventure nutrients. I keep saying different things every time I bring it up because it's really just whatever we use to fuel and keep our bodies moving on these adventures. But anyways, we're in our top 2 here.
It's the Wandering Ways meals, essentially, when you look at it. Like, what are we going to have in our backpacks? What are we going to have in our cars? What are we going to have with us on these trails? And number 2, I got it right here because tomorrow I'm going up to Beartooth. I'm going to want like a breakfasty kind of snack, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock kind of snack, somewhere in there. Got a big window.
Oh,
it's the Peak Refuel Mountain Berry Granola. And honestly, well, what it is, it's premium mountain berry granola, wholesome granola, right? And rice milk with strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. And it's just fruit and granola, and you just pour water into the bag and you can eat it on the go. I had one up at the chalet for breakfast. They have a strawberries one too, strawberries and granola, which I like. And essentially what I'm starting to get, I like about this is it's easy to go. It's up on the mountain. It's the granola, it's forcing me to have like a breakfast too.
Yeah. I mean, granola, the easy kind of granola is a great one. I do love granola. It's solid because you oftentimes you can have it just dry, or you can put like milk in it, and it's pretty gosh darn tasty. Put some dried fruit in there, and you're doing pretty good.
Well, and what I like about granola too, because sometimes you get the oats, and oats. I like oatmeal, man. I love oatmeal. I love oatmeal raisin cookies. Love them.
Yeah, I have oatmeal made my honorable mentions for it, because that's an easy one to have. You just need to heat up some water, and you got pretty good tasty tasty breakfast. And then if you want a little added punch, throw a little peanut butter in there, and you're set pretty good.
Or some brown sugar.
Yeah, well, yeah, brown sugar, that's real good. I mean, oatmeal's pretty good. I mean, I eat oatmeal now just for kicks and giggles at when I go to work.
Well, and that's what it is. That oatmeal granola. I like that. I like easy, light breakfast. Get you going in the morning. Get you ready to be. Because, like, I mean, my thought is honestly tomorrow. My thought is have this. Be out there kayaking. Probably have a sandwich, like a peanut butter and jelly, something like that, out on the water. And later in the evening, we're going to have my number one. We're going to talk about that.
Oh yeah, hold up. I haven't even said my number one or my number two yet.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying that's where we'll get, and that's tomorrow. That's just a nice, easy day of meals out hiking. It adds up when you do these bag meals. I have them because I'm using them tomorrow. They're easy to do. They're easy to grab, but to make something like this yourself, also really easy, and that's something I know you do.
Yeah, I mostly make the granola and overnight oats, that kind of stuff myself. Although the freeze dried, that peaked freeze dried foods that you had, that is a decently good company. I've only ever had it once, so I'm not gonna like give it my like the Reverend Mark seal of approval. But the one I did have, it was I mean it was very good. And also maybe it's because I was super tired and hungry after getting up to the top of that chalet.
Well, and exactly. And what I like about them, I think too, they are a little more gourmet,
Mm-hmm.
but they have the protein. Like that's the 13 grams of protein in that granola, and that's something that's good when you're on these hikes.
Yeah, it is. You definitely want protein. But
What's
no, going into my number two here, it's honestly, I think it's going to surprise, mainly because number one will be surprised because it's kind of a low key, a little bit of a twist. But my number two is the classic PB&J, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, because you just can't go wrong. The peanut butter and jelly station in the old Honda, in the Jeep, again, peanut butter PB&J station, patent pending. It's just hard to go wrong with the PB&J. I tell athletes I work with that are like, I'm hungry and I don't know what to eat. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich got everything you need: fats, proteins, carbs, and it's got a good mixture of it.
well, and not only that, I think you need to take it a step further because we got adventure vehicles here at Wandering Ways. Mark is legit now. He's got a van. I think you need to make a little wood box and dedicate an actual PB&J station. You keep your loaf nice and loafy. You keep that peanut butter jelly right in that holder that you make for it, right there, right in the van, ready to go, custom built.
It's not a bad idea. I have been running through ideas on what to do with the van. And that maybe that makes the cut. I mean, it's going to be a pretty basic van when it comes to it, just because space doesn't allow for a whole lot of creativity. That, and I also want to make sure I can still get like two bikes in there. So creativity is going to be on the low, but you don't need to be creative. Simple works, and that's why the PB&J sandwich works, because it's a simple sandwich and it's classic and it's good. And if you're at home, not on an adventure, and you really want to get crazy with it, toast it a little bit. It will change your life. A toasted PB&J where it's a little bit warm, that shit hit different.
So did you didn't eat at the Divide, did you? Or did
Uh,
the bar? I don't think you did with like Gerald, my grandpa, my dad, my mom in the bar kind of out by my house by Shiloh, the roundabouts, the Divide.
no, I did not.
You may have, but like I don't know. I don't think you did. But
I don't know.
it's a bar in Billings, and they have a peanut butter and jelly jalapeno burger.
Oh, interesting. That's got a lot of components. The jalapeno, the beef, that's an interesting component. Huh, who would have thought? A new twist on an old favorite.
On an old favorite, he says. I mean, it's got your mind like, what? Like,
Yeah,
I
I
feel
just
like low key, you're like, I kind of need to try it, but I kind of don't want to ruin peanut butter and jellies.
I don't think you can ruin peanut butter and jellies. I think peanut butter and jelly is literally like a food you could eat so much of, get sick, take a break, and then you can come back to it.
Well, and I think you're right, and I think what helps with it too is the jelly and jam. You can go from grape. Oh, I'm doing more cherry. I'm doing strawberry. I'm doing raspberry. I'm doing blueberry. I'm doing a mix. I'm doing Nutella because you're crazy.
Yeah.
And,
I guess a real big question, because we're gonna make this a polarizing episode here. Are you a creamy or a crunchy guy for a peanut butter?
take a guess.
Creamy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a psychopath.
You're a sociopath.
Crunchy peanut butter is where it's at. It's just facts.
You can no, and that's why we have two peanut butter jelly holes in the van.
Exactly. And that's why this episode is polarizing today, because we're gonna go team crunchy.
That's funny. That is funny. No, you can't go wrong with peanut butter jelly. Like I said, it made my list. It's one of those classics. It's easy to have in the car. It's something we had when we did that Lake Havasu drive, and we had hey, you guys want lunch? Yeah, okay, cool, make it. We've kind of gone away from it.
Not really, though. We haven't gone on a trip where we haven't had a peanut butter and jelly.
Agreed, but we didn't buy peanut butter and jelly shit.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't buy it for anything that we did.
Yeah, we did for Glacier.
For the chalet and shit, but we didn't. We should have used it. We should have used it for Iceberg Lake.
Oh yeah.
We didn't buy it as like leave it in the and that's what I think with peanut butter and jellies, and what I like about them is it's one of those ones. It's like leave it in the car.
Yeah, it's a good one that like you get back and you kind of just need some food,
or just have it the whole trip.
Mm-hmm.
It's continual on supply rather than planned out for meals.
Yeah, that's true. That is it. That's what it's good for that, for sure. It is very, very, very good for that. But anyways, no, we are going to jump. We're going to continue wandering through this top 5 of adventure nutrients here. And we are going to go with your number 1. What is it, my man?
No, it's another peak refuel. It's the sweet pork and rice. It's banger.
Yeah, no, you've said that a couple times.
I've had it. It's my go-to, like, oh, I'm camping. I'm gonna get that as my meal. Because you go through the trouble. Like, the nice thing about hot dogs is, yes, they're very cheap. Hamburgers, they're very cheap. You can do that. But you always do have like that meal, I think, when you're backpacking, where it's like you got to kind of plan it or buy the supplies for it. You're going to buy the ketchup for the hot dogs, you're going to buy the buns, you're going to buy it, and it adds up to the same amount as this over time. If you're just doing it for the one meal, the one night, I'm going up to the Beartooth for one day. So it's easy, quick, easy to do. Sweet pork and rice, shredded pork with rice, vegetables with brown sugar glaze. I was talking to my dad, I gave him it on the Bighorn River. We had lunch together. And his comment was like, if you told someone that you're having like those MRE type meals for lunch, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why would I do that? And then you give them this and you're just like, wow, okay. Like, cool. Like, that was a meal. That was it was like if you had a meal on the river there, and it was, and I like it. It gets hot when you're cooking with like a jet boil or whatnot. That's how you cook it. I had it up at the chalet. The problem with the chalet, though, when I had it, was I was really craving a bowl of chicken noodle soup because I smelled it up there, and I wish I would have done that. We should have also brought steaks in bear country. We should have done that. I first fell in love with this meal, ice fishing. Me and Jared, I was like,
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
like Jared's like, what do we have on the ice? I said, well, it will be cold on the ice, so we'll have a warm meal. We'll use my jet boil. We use water from the ice because it's frozen, and will boil it out. You eat that. Oh, it was good then, and it was good now, and I want to have it tomorrow for dinner. And
yeah, the freeze dried foods, they are really pretty spot on. One of my favorite freeze dried food stories though is Tyler up at the chalet with his chili. Because it was a lot more involved than he thought it was when it came to freeze dried. It's not like pour water in the bag. He had to do a whole pot and everything.
Well, and which was nice about what he had. I mean, he could have done boiling water and just poured it in his bag, and I think he would have been fine. As I think his chili was more soup than chili at times. But it was a bigger one.
It was
paid like $12 for it, like 13. Like he paid like a premium amount for it too, as like
I
think you did buy like the family one.
I think he did too. And what's also funny about it, is like Matt was eyeballing it the whole time too. Like,
and Tyler knew that.
He's like, I'm gonna be able to get some chili along with all this other food I got.
And Tyler's like, fuck no, Matt. I mean, yeah. And he did, and he ate it all, and it was a lot. It was 3 big bowls of chili, and that was the nice thing about the chalet. I would recommend 2 nights at the chalet.
Yeah, I probably would too,
because you have that day to enjoy and explore the area. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that should be taken note if you're doing a chalet. Very, because it was like hike. Okay, I'm tired. Let's have our dinner. Oh, we sign up for time for dinner. Okay, let's just chill until then. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure boiling water and jet boil or something like that, they would have been okay with. Like you could have done it outside. So we could have brought a snack or something to have during that time. Didn't know what to experience, honestly.
No, yeah, we didn't. But I mean, it was still a really good trip.
Oh, beautiful trip. Beautiful. Yeah. And I had my sweet pork and rice up on top of Granite Park Chalet, right? Beautiful place.
Exactly.
I want to hear the Reverend's number one meal out in nature. What does the Wandering Ways crew rank?
So it's not really a meal, but it's something that's crucial when it comes to any adventure. And I would argue it's one of the most important things that we need for any of these. And I'm flipping the script here, and it's H2O, dihydrogen monoxide, water, H2O. Damn, it is good because it's so important.
Honestly, fair.
Yeah. I preach drinking water, I think, all day, every day. With work, I drink a ton of water. I try to make sure I always have water with everything I do, whether it's a bike ride, a run, a hike, or whatever. I try to always make sure that I know my water supply. So I thought it has to be number one of how much I think about it when it comes to the logistics and doing these adventures and stuff. And I mean, hydrate or dehydrate, fam. It's a lifestyle.
They said it best at Standing Rock. Water is life.
Exactly.
I try and have a water. So I drink pop. I drink a lot of pop, and that's something I need to cut out. And it's one of those things that's like, I do try though, whenever I have a pop, to have a water right after it.
And that's good, at least.
Always follow it up with the water so that you are putting water in your system. Drinking the water, I mean, I didn't do it in Glacier, but like fresh from the runoff like that. Oh, what a beautiful, perfect time to do that. Fresh water.
I know I've been meaning to get one of those life straws. So that way, because that's an easy water filtration system that you can just, if you need water in a pinch, boom, there it is.
Well, I was watching Bear Grylls is his show on Disney, and it's kind of interesting because it's the second season of it, and he's with celebrities, and it's kind of the way they kind of choose these celebrities who kind of had a harder come up. Well, Natalie Portman's kind of the weird one in the group that's like she kind of didn't, but these other ones like it's like these like Simu Liu, like these new
Mhm.
Marvel characters, and kind of how these people have become these new Marvel characters, and how Disney. Well, if you look at it, it's like Nat Geo's owned by Disney, which also owns Marvel, so he
Yeah,
always do these collabs. And Bear Grylls is taking these celebrities out to the wild and doing this. Um, it's neat, but he filtered with Natalie Portman. He took his underwear. They found water in like a puddle in the desert, and he filtered it through his underwear, and
really.
then he filtered it. I mean, you could probably do your shirt, to be honest with you. Like,
Yeah, I think I would go with the shirt over the skivvies.
well, and you would have just the wet spot on your shirt, which would be fine.
Yeah,
Um, he filtered it through that and then boiled it. So like you can always do that when you're out in the wild. Um, for water, if you need water, if you need to pee, boil it.
yeah. I mean, that's some real like you're in a tough pinch type deal. You also
Snow.
have to have fire source to boil it. So
And same with snow. You do not want to eat snow. It's not going to hydrate you. You're going to want to boil it to drink it before you,
mhm.
or melt it down to drink it before to stay hydrated.
Yeah,
Um,
rookie mistake if you eat snow.
no, but it's good. It tastes good. I like eating snow. I'll eat.
Oh, I mean, I do too. Nice little bite of snow never hurt nobody. But if you're using it as your water source, the issues arise.
Good ice source if you want to throw it in your water.
That's very true. It's very true.
Yeah.
No, but H2O, that's the best one that's out there. Water's so good. Water's life. Hydrate or dihydrate, it's crucial. You need salts too, but that comes with other things. But anyways, that's our top 5 adventure meals, snacks, nutrients, whatever you want to really call it, but it's stuff that we eat, consume while we are out wandering around. But that brings us to our final words because we're done wandering through this episode. So final words, my guy.
Well, I, guys, thank you for listening. One, thank you, Wanderers. I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to give some shout outs, I guess, at this point. Old Man, Old Truck, shout out to him. He's been hitting us up all over social media. He's got a YouTube channel where he talks about his adventures. He's going on a big adventure soon. Check him out. He's pretty cool. Sent me some stickers. I know Squatch. I don't know if you saw the social media where I changed up all my stories. I show our friends, our brands, our discount codes, all the fun stuff. So definitely check that out. But for my final words, I want to get into this. I want to talk about the food on the trip. I want to talk about the budget when it comes to that. When you're doing some of these trips, these backpacking trips, budget comes into play. Matt Buddy, horrible, horrible budgeter. Prime example. He's that outlier that you can always pull from. And what I like and hate that about him. But bad planner. With food, you can be cheap. You can travel cheap. You when you're in a place, you can go to their grocery stores and buy their food. You don't have to eat out. You can figure out ways to cook food on your trips. You can figure out ways to keep it cheap by having a loaf of bread and peanut butter and jelly for all your lunches. It's finding the little things on your trip like that you can maximize it, because you're a lot of times on these trips you're on the go, and you want to maximize that. So having these shorter, quicker meals are sometimes the way to go. All right, Reverend. That's it. I'm not enough ranting from me.
Reverend's final words of wisdom. Stay beautiful, everybody. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you for sticking it out throughout the whole episode. You know, just got to go out there, be good people. You know, it's really what it is be good people. Hold the door for someone. You know, tip an extra dollar at the restaurant, the bar, the pub, wherever you're going. Just do something a little extra nice, because we can always use something a little extra nice and make someone's day. You really don't know what that could happen, what that effect that could have on someone else. And it's a trickle down domino effect type deal. So go out there, be beautiful, be nice people. ELE, we're all humans, we're all creatures on this mother earth. Like, just go out there and peace out, everybody.
Bye.